Welcome back to PRC TV. Today we're going to work on the electronics and battery tray underneath the seat and then get the seat fully mounted, front and back mounts. So yeah, let's get started. So I know it's been a long time since the last episode came out. I know you guys have been waiting for this. Super busy getting the bike done for Sturgis and everything, and didn't really have time to do anything but work on the bike. As you can see, we're shooting the bike right now on the white background. The bike is done. So just going to keep on pumping out episodes, and then hopefully the weather's going to start turning, so we'll be working in here a lot, so you guys will get a lot more episodes. But yeah, let's make the seat happen today. The transition from the tank to the seat I want to clean up. So I want the front of the seat to really match the contours of the tank in all ways. So I'm just gonna take some patterns off the tank, this pattern, and then kind of the profile of the side of it. And then we'll just start sneaking up, cutting little bits off of the seat until it really matches nicely. And then we'll put a piece on the inside here and weld it in on the seat. So it'll have a nice little body gap in there. And yeah, should clean it up pretty good. So we got the front of the seat cut down, really matches the profile of the back of the gas tank really well. There's about a 1/4 inch gap between the gas tank and the seat here. So it'll kind of like be how a hood and a fender fit on a car, just a nice even spacing gap. So that looks good. I cut out a piece of aluminum here and it fits in really nice. So all we have to do now is shape this to kind of the shape of the back of the tank. Got a wide bend in the front, I guess, of the seat, and then a tight radius here where the seat matches up to the gas tank on the side profile. So we'll get this all shaped up and then we can weld it in and grind the welds down, and it should look pretty good. Okay, so after I got this piece all welded up, I ground down all the welds. I'm really happy the way it fits really nice. Super clean compared to how it was before, all just loosely cut off there. So now we're just gonna work on all the mounts. Gonna make a hook underneath the seat and somewhere for it to go into, a little latch. So it'll hook in the front, and then on the back side we will work on just a bolt coming through the electronics tray underneath, which we'll make in a bit. A bolt that comes through and it'll tie down the back end. For the front mount of the seat, like I said, I was going to make that little hook. So I made kind of a little U shape and I'll weld that onto the frame. It'll fit there really nice. And then I made this piece, it will go inside of the U. It'll actually sit like that, obviously cut all the length off of it. And then it'll be onto a plate that has 2 bolts that go into the seat. But yeah, so it'll actually hook in, so you'll have to put the seat in, hook it in, then it'll be bolted in the back. So right now we'll weld this on, and then we'll figure out the height of the seat, or how high to go before we hit the bottom of the seat, and then we'll knock this off, make the plate, drill some holes, and then we'll bolt it on, and then the front of the seat will be mounted up. Right, so I got the whole hook thing made up in the front, got the piece welded onto the frame, and then got the little bracket here, welded the hook onto it, drilled some holes through that and the seat. So that fits pretty good. Now when I put it on, kind of goes in there and slides in really good. Can't come up at all, can't go side to side, so it fits pretty good. Now I'm going to work on my electronics tray underneath, so I'll build a whole tray, roll some beads in it to clear some of the pipes, and then we're going to make 1 bolt mount in the back, and that should hold the seat all in there completely. So we'll get started on that. So I got the electrical and battery plate all cut out. Had a couple friends over. We rolled some pretty deep beads in the panel here. They'll fit into a couple pipes that go underneath the seat, and it now makes it sit up super flush. Sits really nice. So that worked out. Next, I think we're going to do is just drill the holes. I've marked them all out. So we're going to drill the holes for mounting this. I made a dimple die a few years back for the same thing on a different project. So we'll use that, and they'll fit flathead cap screws. So yeah, the next is to do that, and then we'll start making all the mounts for it. So I used the dimple die and recessed where all the bolts are going to go. Marked them all out. They looks pretty good. Bolts sit pretty much flush. And then I made all these little pieces, made 7 of them. They're going to be the mounts. I broke them 90 degrees, so they're like a little channel. And then I'm going to fit them up now. All of them might be a little different, so I'll do one by one. And yeah, then we'll weld a little, just tack weld a nut into it, and then weld them onto the frame. And it should work pretty good. So I'll come back when they're done. So I got the tabs all tack welded in. I don't really have any room to get in there to weld them while the bike's sitting like this. I have a bunch of other stuff I need to finish welding on the frame. I'm going to take it all off and finish welding up the whole frame, so I'll do that then. But all the tabs are welded in, so they're holding on the plate. And then the back, for the rear mount, since it just has the hook in the front, for the rear mount, a bolt goes through one of the tabs, and then I made like just a little bracket here that'll weld onto the back of the seat. I just made a little threaded insert and then riveted it onto the little tab there. Now I cut this to size and I notched out the back of the seat, so when it sits on it, there's no guesswork. I don't have to take the seat off and then weld it on there while it's loose, and I'll never be able to get that back in place perfectly. So cut the little notch out in the bottom of the seat, filed it away. Now when I put it on, you can just see us creeping out, so now I'll go on the back side and weld it up, and then that'll be all the sheet metal complete. So that's it for today's episode. Hope you guys liked it. For any of the tools that I use, consumables, welding supply, all that stuff, I'm going to put them in links in the description below. So if you guys are looking for anything that I'm using or want anything, you can just hit those links and take a look at them if you want. So yeah, hope you guys liked today's episode, and I'll see you guys again soon.